Good evening, everyone. Welcome to DTL Primetime Live, your sports betting brand of record. I am not Coach. We have similar hairstyle. I'm Jonathan Zaslow. Good to have you aboard here tonight. The Coach, he's doing all of his golf action. He's flying all over the place. You don't know what type of events he's hosting. So the Coach, he'll be back with us on Tuesday. So I will be driving tonight. We got a great show planned for everybody. And of course, we're going to get you set for Sunday Night Football. Week 14, Chargers at Chiefs tonight. We'll get you ready for Monday Night Football as well. But first, let's take a look. We got a triumvirate. That's three. We got a triumvirate of games that are still in action right now in the late slate here on Sunday's Week 14 action. The Seattle Seahawks all over the Arizona Cardinals. They're up 30-18 right now. Under 2 minutes to play in that one. Kyler Murray and the Cardinals, you cannot take that team serious. And this would be a very good win for Seattle because this will keep them in first place in the NFC West. They're trying to improve to 8-5. Now, also NFC West action. The Niners are all over the Chicago Bears. The Bears are about to lose their 7th consecutive game. It feels like a year ago that the Bears were 4-2 and they were a Hail Mary away in Washington from being 5-2. Instead, they're going to suffer their 7th straight loss. The Niners are up 31-13. Middle of the fourth quarter in that. And so the Niners, they're trying to stay alive there in the NFC West. They could have really used the Cardinals winning this game, though, against Seattle. That's not going to happen. It doesn't look like. And the Rams, who were a big on Buffalo. You got a game now in Los Angeles. The lead has been cut to 38-35. 9 minutes to go in that one. Josh Allen just threw a touchdown pass to Mac Hollins. So the Rams are going to get the ball back with a 3-point lead. 9 minutes to go in that contest. We'll make sure we keep everybody up to speed. Everyone in the crew loves seeing you there, all ready to go already. We'll make sure that you're up to speed on those 3 games. Otherwise, big stories from earlier today. Dolphins beat the Jets in overtime, 32-26. The Giants, what a team. The Saints hang on 14-11. The Giants found a way to blow that one. The Steelers, 27-14 over the Browns. They continue to keep pace there atop the AFC North. Vikings double the Falcons, and Kirk Cousins returned there to Minnesota. The Buccaneers pick up a win. The Jaguars beat the Titans 10-6. Make me watch that game. And the Eagles hang on 22-16 over the Carolina Panthers. And, of course, it all leads to tonight's Sunday Night Football action as the Chargers are at the Chiefs, and that is coming up at 8:20 p.m. You guys know what time it is. Let's bring in the crew here and get everybody ready for Sunday Night Football. Come on now. Oh, look at these punums. Look at the beautiful faces we got joining us here. We'll start things out with our pal, of course, is AB. Good to see you here on a Sunday night. How'd you enjoy all the action today?
Z-Man, good to see you, buddy. Nice job already. Here in Nashville, we get to enjoy that lovely Titans-Jaguars game.
My God.
Yeah, that was exciting, man. And what about your boy who had $3 million on the Eagles today? Money line. He was sweating his ass off.
I mean, I do wonder. I wonder what that's like. It's a great thing to be able to lay $3 million down, but I don't want to know what that feels like, sweating bullets when you got the money line and it comes down to the wire, you know?
Dude, yeah, and especially like when you're doing it for money laundering purposes to begin with, like now you've got a crime on top of a crime.
That, of course, AB is referencing there, the Philadelphia Eagles hanging on in the very end against the Panthers, 22-16. We also, of course, have our pal, Rafael Esparza. How are you doing today?
I am doing well. Good evening, everybody. You mentioned the Chicago Bears. Their first half, they had a total of 4 yards. In the first half, they had 5 punts in the first half. Ouch.
Terrible. The coach was fired, obviously, right after the disaster with Thanksgiving. Obviously, you can't blame Eberflus anymore. But my goodness, Rafael, they were a Hail Mary away from being 5-2 and one of the best stories in the NFL. They're about to lose their 7th straight instead.
Like I said on the show, their soul got taken away in Washington. And they haven't been able to rebound back. And so they got suckered into their soul. They have no life left in that destination of Chicago.
Soulless football team in the Windy City. Of course, our pal is also Tommy Carlucci. Tommy, how are you doing tonight? Are you enjoying all the action today?
No, because I'm a Giant fan. And if the Bears are soulless, what are the Giants? They are the worst. They find different ways to lose every week. It's just impossible. An airplane flew over the stadium and said, Mr. Mara, dump this now. Dump this dumpster fire right now. And that can't make Dable feel good or Shane feel good at all.
Tommy, what happened? I didn't get to see the very finish. I thought that the Giants completed a pass that brought them into like the red zone, and then I didn't see the field goal attempt. Like he just shanked it. What happened?
No, it got blocked.
It got blocked.
They pulled what the Giants did with Isaiah Simmons weeks ago. This guy just jumped over and blocked it, and that's the luck of the Giants. I want them to lose. I don't want them to win at all. I want them to get rid of these two guys and let's start from scratch all over. That's it.
Well,
I even trade Malik Neighbors. I swear to God, I would trade Malik Neighbors at this point. You know what he said in the post game? He goes, "I didn't pay for that plane." That's
letting everybody know, letting everyone know. You can't point the finger at him as the Giants drop to 2-11, even with Vegas for the worst record in the National Football League. That's first place reverse standings. And, of course, our pal is Chris Bassett, the chef of the day, chef of the week, chef of the year. How are things going with you?
Brunch was awesome today. It's my favorite day of the week. It was so good. I got to watch so much football. It was great. Tommy, you guys want Shedeur Sanders up there in New York?
I don't think he wants to play here.
Oh, I mean, if I was him, I wouldn't either. I mean, it's a sinking ship, and I don't see it correcting anytime soon. But
I would trade down, and I would get a bunch of picks to build that offensive line once and for all, and I would make their assistant GM, Brendan Brown, be the GM, and I would go after Jameis Winston for a 2-year deal or something like that. And then they're going to go after Arch Manning. That's who they want.
Oh,
well, it's good to see all your pretty faces here. Everyone in the comments. Love you guys joining us, of course, here on DTL Primetime. I'm back from the SEC Championship yesterday. Georgia, what a finish. They win in overtime yesterday against Texas. I had to skedaddle back on here to South Florida. Coach is out. I'll step in. Let's focus on the football here tonight. So, guys, we're here to make some money. We're here for some green check marks. Tonight, Sunday Night Football, you got the Chargers at 8-4, the Chiefs at 11-1. You guys see the numbers there. Chargers money line plus 180. Chiefs are a 4-point favorite. Boy, that feels like a lot of points. Chiefs are a 4-point favorite. The total is 42.5. So just looking at the game, who needs this game more, AB? The Chargers at 8-4 right now slotted in the 5 spot, which of course would mean they would face the lowest seeded division champion, which right now is Houston, or the Chiefs, who yeah, they're 11-1, but do you trust this Chiefs team if they have to go on the road and can't hold on to the number 1 overall spot? Who needs this game more, AB?
You know what? I'm going to take the easy cop-out answer, and I'm going to say both because, look, man, like neither can give up space. They cannot do it. The Chiefs, they see exactly who's behind them and who is looking to take their spot. Same thing with the Chargers here. And, look, man, this game is going to come down to whose defense can make a big stop. Look, they're both going to attempt to take away the run and likely can do so. So who's going to be able to beat them in the air? Both teams have injuries. Both teams have big, significant players that are in and out of the lineups. This is going to be an old school fight, man. I can't wait to watch it.
Rafael, do you trust this Chiefs team right now? I mean, they're 11-1. It seems like a dopey question, but I think it's rather relevant. I mean, they squeak by some of these teams.
Yes, they are 11-1, but who cares when they're 11-1? What are they cashing tickets? Because they haven't been cashing tickets because they haven't been covering games, and I think that's what the bettors don't like. Vegas just moved this number to -5, so that means the public is probably chasing because they got beat up a little bit this morning. They're probably betting the favorite. I would not shock if this total goes to 44, so it's probably going to close between 5 and a total 44. But I think the bigger game is for the Chiefs. We're all making fun of them about how they've been skating by and their chinny chin chin and trying to just win games, not blowing out anybody. This smells like a Patrick Mahomes MVP type game on national TV.
Tommy, you think that's what we're getting tonight? Maybe the Chiefs, they hear all the talk, they hear the chatter, and maybe they remind everybody, hey, we're still top dogs here?
Yeah, here's the deal, though, man. That offensive line has to keep him upright, and tonight they have DJ Humphries playing left tackle tonight. He hasn't played in 1 year. 1 year. So you know the Chargers are going to come out on that side. For Mahomes to have a great game tonight, he has to be upright a lot because he got hammered in the Vegas game.
Quick update here for you. Seattle now has gone final with their 8th win of the season. They win in Arizona. That's a terrible loss. You got to win that game if you're Arizona, if you want to win the division. Seahawks win 30-18. They improved to 8-5. That's an excellent job. The Rams right now still up 38-35. They have the football. 4.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They're about to face a 3rd and 7 at the Buffalo 37. So huge play coming up here for the Rams. Chris, tonight, the Chargers. Now, the first meeting between these teams was in Los Angeles. Low-scoring affair that the Chiefs win 17-10. So what do you expect tonight? This is a Charger team that we're now talking several months later playing under Jim Harbaugh. What do you think about tonight?
I actually like some scoring tonight. I think it's a bigger game for the Chiefs. They've got to maintain that lead in the AFC. They need to play a home playoff game. They don't cover. They've got some lucky wins, but I think once they get into the playoffs, it's going to be a different team. And if they've got that home field advantage, they're going to be really well off. If they don't have that home field advantage, I don't know that they have the advantage moving forward.
Yeah, that's why I really do believe tonight's more important for the Chiefs. You know, the Chargers, right now the Chargers are 3 up in the loss column of the first team outside the wild card picture. 3 games. That's a whole lot of games. The Chiefs, though, you got the Bills. If they could wind up pulling this game out tonight, the Chiefs, they have to stay number 1 overall, I believe. I don't want to see this Chiefs team, if I'm a Chiefs fan, coach, come on, that's what we're talking about here. I don't want to see this Chiefs team open up on the road, or at least play in the second round on the road. All right, guys, let's get to the action here. Let's get to some picks. Throw it up here, producer man. Let's see them. AB, we'll start with you. I mean, how about that? Tell me what you got here. Come on.
We're going punt down inside the 5-yard line at plus 200. Look, I get this at BetMGM, and this counts for both teams. In the first matchup in week 4 between the Chargers and the Chiefs, we saw both these teams punt 10 times total, all right? And there were a lot of punts down. And we saw defense. And I think that we could see some of that again tonight. And you have 2 good punters. Special teams is going to be incredibly important tonight. So, plus 200, punt down inside the 5. Let's start this thing off. Have some fun.
That's a good nugget right there from AB about the last time those 2 teams played. By the way, the Rams, they went for 4th and 5. Instead of kicking a long field goal, they pick it up easily. So now the Rams are going to be able to drain some time here. Buffalo does have all 3 timeouts. Clock is ticking. Almost 3 minutes left in the game, but great job by the Rams. They're going to be able to use some more clock here, and a touchdown, of course, would wind up icing that game. Rafael, what do you like here tonight?
I'm going to go to Chargers Chiefs over. I know it says 42.5, but it's 43, and I still like the 43. And yes, Kansas City has not covered a game in 6 straight. And yes, 5 of the last 4 meetings between these 2 teams have gone under. But like I said, Patrick Mahomes is going to have a huge game, an MVP-type game. I think this game goes over. I think Kansas City puts up a big number on the Chargers tonight.
All right, we'll keep it moving here. Tommy, what do we like this evening?
I agree. I know they haven't covered in the past couple of weeks, but I'm taking the Chiefs -4. I think he's absolutely right. I think it's big time for Kelsey to have a big game, Mahomes to have a big game, to show them they are a really good team at 11-1. A lot of people are doubting that right now. And the big deal for the Chargers is Lade McConkey playing this game tonight, because if he's not, that's a big miss for them on the O side.
Yeah, that's a good point. He's a big question mark right now. And the last time we checked, he had not been seen yet on the field warming up just yet tonight. So big question mark. As soon as we get an update there, we'll let you know. And CB, I know you didn't have an official pickup there, but you do have an opinion about the total tonight. Even we don't want to be redundant, but you do have an opinion there, right?
I'm with everybody else here. I think, we saw a defensive struggle the first game, but I think the Chiefs really want to come out tonight, show that they can actually play this game called football, cover some spreads. I think we see a big number out there. I like Kelsey to have a big game. I definitely like the over in this game as well.
So there you go. Those are our picks. And of course, if you didn't get to write them all down, or maybe you're just checking in with us now on DTL Primetime Live, we'll circle back to them coming up. We got a lot going on here today, a lot of action. Now, speaking of action, I'm going to tell you something, all right? I was in Atlanta this weekend. SEC championship. At one point, I was walking through the lobby there at the Hyatt Regency. That's where everyone in the SEC was staying. And I heard someone say, Zaslow, I love the no-fly zone. We got to get to the no-fly zone. AB has got all the hot tips for the quarterback play with the no-fly zone. So without further ado, let's get to tonight's edition of the no-fly zone.
Shout out to all the ATLians down there. I love that, Zaslow. All right, let's take a look at the board here and just kind of get an understanding of who these teams are. You see points per game, 21.7 for the Chargers, 18th in the NFL, 24.1 for the Chiefs, 11th in the NFL. But look at points per game allowed. These are two defenses that are playing great. The Chargers first in the NFL, best in the business, been doing it all year long. Chiefs defense, have you noticed? It's getting better. Looking good here, both allowing under 20 points per game. But look at time of possession. All right, the Chiefs are better, 5th in the NFL, 32 minutes. And then you see 30 minutes right there for the Chargers. But then this is where things get weird. Passing offense, 24th for the Chargers, 12th for the Chiefs. All right, pass defense, solid. The Chargers, 10th. Chiefs, 23rd. Rushing offense, 18th, 19th. Look at the rush defense, 3rd in the NFL for Steve Spagnuolo and the Chiefs, 14th for the Chargers. All right, just so we know and understand who these teams are. Now, Justin Herbert, let's go back and look. This is his passing chart from week 4 against the Chiefs. 16-27, 179, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Okay? You see the Chiefs secondary here on the left. Good in some spots, not so great and good in some spots. But what you're going to see the Chiefs defense do, all right, is stop the run. And especially now that there's no J.K. Dobbins for Los Angeles. It's Gus Edwards. And we're going to talk about that here in just a second. So the Chiefs are going to say, we think we can stop your run straight up. And we can load up in the front, load up in the secondary. We're going to throw all kinds of things at you. Take a look at the next screen here for Justin Herbert. This is where he gets into trouble. All right. Middle of the field short, middle of the field intermediate, deep right. And why these 3 spots are important is because, number 1, the first 2 in the middle there, all right? If they have no run game and the pressure's getting to Justin Herbert, he will make a mistake. He didn't throw many interceptions at all. This guy does not do it. But that's where the mistakes are going to come. And especially if you don't have a run game, your passes are going to be shorter. All right, wide receiver routes going to go from 7 yards to 5 yards, 5 yards to 3 yards. You're going to see them cutting those down because you don't have much time. And then deep right, that's just not going to be good for him at all. The Chiefs can get after you. All right, the scripts that you're going to see out of the Chargers, okay? Who can pick up the run game with J.K. Dobbins out? Gus Edwards, can you do it? Okay? Are they going to go to Kamini Vidal? All right, and then we're going to talk about that in just a second. You're going to see the Chargers use 3, 4, 5 dudes. Hassan, Eric, you're going to see all kinds of guys out here trying to run the football. Why I think you're going to see pass attempts up, completions up for Justin Herbert, because not they're going to get away from it, but he's going to have to throw. And you're going to have to use a short passing game as a de facto run game. Now, Kamini Vidal, backup running back, and then a wide receiver named Darius Davis. Look for trick plays here because the Chargers are going to have to get anything going that they can. Darius Davis is a guy who Jim Harbaugh's starting to trust. Remember this name, whether they're throwing to him, whether they run with him. Just keep an eye there. And then offensive holding and false starts. The 2 big problems for the Chargers in terms of penalties. It's going to be loud as hell up there. Cannot get holding calls because it puts you way behind the sticks, and false starts with that noise. Watch out for it. Watch these 2. I'm serious. 3.5 stars for Herbert to throw a pick, and he doesn't throw them at all. Now look at Patrick Mahomes here. Okay. This is week 4 against the Chargers. 19-29, 245 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Look at the Chargers secondary rankings. Kind of similar. Look at the passing chart for Mahomes. He threw 1 deep, a bomb, a touchdown. Nice. Other than that, it was short. And I think you're going to see the exact same thing tonight if they can't get the run game going. Take a look at Mahomes' charts. It's a little worse than Justin Herbert because this man does throw picks. Deep middle, picked off. Deep left, picked off. Deep right, picked off. Intermediate right, picked off. Why do I say that? Because Patrick Mahomes is going to have to use short passes tonight. So think of reception guys. Travis Kelce, all right? any of the running backs. All right. Xavier Worthy, keep an eye on him. DeAndre Hopkins, keep an eye on him. They will use short passes all night long because you know what the Chargers can do? All right. When you have a left tackle injury and the Chargers have Khalil Mack and Bosa coming after your ass, Mahomes is not going to have a lot of time back there. Take a look at the scripts here for the Chiefs. It is going to be watching out for blindside heat and rush pressure. Trust me, Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers are coming after you all night long. All right. Now, where the Chiefs have to watch out for pass interference calls. All right. Holding calls. All right. That's first one's on the defense. Second one on the offense. Holding could be a serious problem for both teams tonight. We're going to see the Chargers try to do a little bit of throwing for a flag and DPI on the Chiefs defense. We just talked about it. Short pass game as a de facto run game. Reception guys, it's going to be up tonight. DeAndre Hopkins, Xavier Worthy. All right. Short routes, hitches, outs, ins. All right. You're going to see a ton of those. But Mahomes is going to be under a hell of a lot of pressure tonight. And he's throwing a pick too. So 3.5 stars for our man to throw one as well.
I mean, this is why we do the no-fly zone. You're not getting the no-fly zone. You're not getting that information anywhere else. Let me tell you something, AB. The idea of Mack and Bosa coming after my ass, very scary. Very scary. All right. Quick update, though, on the football going on. The 49ers, that game's over. 38-13 against the Bears. Oh, my God, the Bears are terrible. The Rams, though, Puka Nacua just scored. That game is just about over. It's under 2 minutes left. They're kicking off the Buffalo. But the Rams, they missed the extra point. 44-35. Los Angeles now is up by 9. They're going to win that game. So they're going to keep pace a game back of Seattle in the NFC West. And Buffalo, this is very important now, guys, because we're just talking about who needs the game more between the Chiefs and Chargers tonight. Well, this gives the Chiefs a little bit of breathing room for the number 1 spot. And now Buffalo and Pittsburgh will both have the same number of losses. And right now, you then look at the conference record. They're both 7-2 in conference. I don't know the tiebreakers after that. I'm not trying to do algebra here tonight, guys. But, I mean, this is now something to keep an eye on. Raphael, give me some quick thoughts there on the possibility of Pittsburgh maybe at some point soon, because this Buffalo loss, they could wind up being the number 2 seed.
I remember someone last week says when a team is 9-3, they're 9-3 for a reason. Now you have to put 10-3 in front of the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're 10-3 for a reason, and you nailed it. Now they're tied with Buffalo, who just lost on the road, and Buffalo still has a tougher schedule. And I can't believe that Pittsburgh, who started late in division play, is taking care of division business.
Tommy, give me some thoughts here on Josh Allen. Josh Allen's certainly an MVP case. It seems, it's Josh Allen and Saquon Barkley who are right up at the top there. Allen's going to lose this game. Josh Allen tonight is 22 for 36 so far, 342 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns rushing. I feel like even though they're likely going to lose this game, this is a type of performance that's probably not going to hurt his case for MVP.
No, not at all. He's a beast, man. I wanted him when he came out of the draft. I wanted the Giants to grab him. Of course, they didn't get him, but he is a beast. He's 240 pounds. He's another running back. Just think of this guy, a running back that can throw the ball. This guy is so diverse playing the game. It is unbelievable, and he is number 1 for MVP this year. And, boy, watch out for Pittsburgh. Damn, they are sneaky good, man, and they could take over this whole thing.
CB, you a believer in the Steelers here?
Oh, man, the Steelers. As much as I want to poo-poo the Steelers because they're the Steelers, I think at this point you've got to believe them. I mean, they started with Justin Fields. Russell Wilson was a question mark, but he's come in. He's shown that he's still the guy. Like, he can lead teams to victory. But just to double back on Josh Allen real quick, one of my knocks on Josh Allen early in the season was, even preseason, is he going to make those mistakes late in the game? And he's not making the mistakes. They're just not, the defense is letting them down. They're giving up a lot of points, but he's definitely got to be top pick for MVP right now. And today's performance is definitely not going to hurt him at all.
It's a minute 24 left in that one. Bills have the ball at midfield. They have a 4th down, but they do trail by 9, 44-35 in that one. All right. Tonight, though, we're here to make sure that everybody's ready for the action tonight. Sunday Night Football, Chargers at the Chiefs, 8:20 p.m. Eastern time, so about 55 minutes away from that one. Let's take a look at a big-time quarterback matchup tonight. AB, let's start with you. What do you see here? What stands out? What do you like?
I'll tell you this. Take a look at the attempts, right? You see the books thinking that there are going to be passes in this game, all right? Because look, the Chargers generally don't throw all that terribly much, but look at the passing yardage. Short passes. They don't see a ton of deep balls out here, except the longest pass. That is a massive number compared to everything else. So keep an eye on that. But I like completions for Justin Herbert, man. 20.5. Dude, that run game could be taken away from them very quickly in this game, and he could be throwing a lot. So I like the completions for Herbert there.
Raphael, what stands out to you here?
Both on Herbert attempts and completions, because what if they're playing from behind really early? Then you have to throw the running game out the window, and if the running game is already struggling, then Herbert's going to have to be throwing. So completions over and attempts over. Even though the attempts number looks pretty big, I think he can easily go over that number.
Tommy, what about you? What do you see?
I love Mahomes in the passing yards. In the last 4 home games that the Chiefs have had, he's had 266 plus yards in the last 4 home games. So I like the 246. I think he's going to go over that tonight.
An update for you guys here. Buffalo just got bailed out with a pass interference call on 4th and 15. So now they have first down from the 16. There's just over a minute left. Clock is now stopped as Allen runs out of bounds, but they do trail by 9. They have all 3 timeouts left, too. So if they could score here, CB, if they score here real quick, they're likely going to go for an onside kick, but they have all 3 timeouts still.
Kick the field goal now. Kick the field goal now.
Well, they're at like the 11-yard line. You got to try and get the touchdown here, but they got to do it quick. CB, did I speak a little bit too soon? And, of course, what do you like in front of us here?
I mean, I don't know if you spoke a little bit too soon, but I'm on with AB. You got to kick that field goal now because you got to save as much clock as you can to try and get that onside kick. And if you don't, use those field goal, those timeouts to preserve the clock and hopefully get it back. But for the quarterback comparison tonight, I've got to play on longest pass tonight for Mahomes. So I'll get into that a little bit later, but I do like the under on that 35.5.
All right, and I can also tell you here, it looks like Buffalo just drew another pass interference call in the end zone. So with just over a minute left, they're going to have the ball on the 1-yard line.
Go for the touchdown.
I'm going to retract my previous statement. Go for the touchdown.
Kick a field goal.
It's 1st and goal from the 1. AB, you got to try and punch it in here. You can't go for the field goal now. 1st and goal for the 1.
Yeah, no, you're right. This is going to be Josh Allen, right? It's got to be Josh Allen run, right?
It looks like they're still in this game. All right, so there you go. There's some potential plays for all you guys, all you crew members, as far as the quarterbacks go here tonight. Now, we already gave you some straight plays for tonight's contest, but we like to get a little bit funky like a monkey. We like to get a little bit funky tonight, so let's prop it up. All right, you guys know how we do. Well, there's so many ways. You'll see some numbers here, guys. It's like, whoa, where do you get that? There's a bunch of different outlets there. For instance, DraftKings, you can manipulate all different kinds of receptions and yardage and totals. So that's why you're going to see some stuff here that you have yet to see if you're looking on your own. So, AB, why don't you tell us what you have here and maybe where you got these numbers from as well?
Yeah, definitely, man. All right, so look, we're going to take Justin Herbert. All right, throw 1 pick in this game or more, plus 110. Mahomes, same deal. Got both. I got all 4 of these at DraftKings here. So we're going to take both of the quarterbacks here to throw a pick. All right, Xavier Worthy of the Chiefs. Going to take him over 3.5 receptions at plus 125 tonight. I actually wanted to take DeAndre Hopkins, but the juice was way too high for the number that the book was giving, so I couldn't get it there. And then Justin Herbert, over 20.5 completions at minus 110. I think he's going to be throwing a lot more than they probably want to tonight.
All right, CB, what do you like here? Let me hear it.
So I like Patrick Mahomes. I touched on it earlier. Under 35.5 yards as his longest completion. Listen, average depth of target against the Chargers is 7.5 yards. Chargers are number 2 in yards after catch. Then if you go and look at all the receiver props for tonight, the longest total for reception is Travis Kelce over 19.5 yards. So give me Patrick Mahomes under the 35.5. But then I'm going to take Travis Kelce over 19.5 as his longest reception. I just think he's got to have a big game here tonight. I think they're going to rely on him a lot. And then give me Dicker the kicker over 1.5 field goals made tonight. He's done this in 75% of the games this year. I think the Chargers get down close early, kick a couple of field goals, and then, yes, we'll see them throw the ball a lot to try and catch up later in the game.
I mean, CB, Dicker the kicker, he's a Texas guy. You sure maybe he's a little bit in his head after the Longhorns lost last night, the SEC championship? You're not a little bit worried there?
Listen, he's left the SEC. He's a professional now. It doesn't matter.
All
He's
right.
left legacy SEC for life.
All right, it just means more. All right, that's very fair. Buffalo did get in Josh Allen with the QB sneak. He gets in. The extra point is also good. 44, what a game. 44-42, Rams ahead, exactly 1 minute to go. The Bills have 2 timeouts, so you got to expect an onside kick here. But 2 timeouts, you really needed all 3. If they don't recover the onside kick here, 2 timeouts is not going to be good enough here, and these onside kicks are impossible.
Did Buffalo, sorry, not to interrupt you, did Buffalo get an unnecessary roughness penalty?
They did. They did after the play, so they kicked the extra point from like 70 yards. He made it.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I was like, I didn't know if that was on the extra point or on the okay.
It was after the
Unnecessary
touchdown
roughness on the extra point?
No, it was after the touchdown was scored. Raphael, what do you like here?
Well, first off, I'm glad I got on tape that Chris said, once you leave the SEC, you leave the SEC. So I can't believe he said that. So I got that on tape. But I'm going with Justin Herbert over 230.5 passing yards, minus 115. This one opened up at 234.5, and it's now over at DraftKings at 225.5. I don't understand why this number keeps on dropping. I think he has a big game through the air. I think completions over, yardage over, and this game is going to go over. So I'll take the over 230.5 passing yards. And then give me Travis Kelce over 5.5 receptions at minus 125. I think he has a big game today. He's averaging, 3 or 5 of his last 6 games. He has busted out this number. I think he has a big game today at home in front of his woman.
Finally here, Tommy, let's get a couple winners from you as well.
Yep, I like Mahomes tonight. 2+ passing touchdowns at plus 100. He's got a lot of targets there, and if we think he's going to have a great game tonight, he's got to do the 2+ touchdowns there. I also like Juju Smith-Schuster over 2.5 receptions at plus 120. And I love that because there's like you guys said, a lot of short passes could happen and big things could happen when he gets the ball.
All right. And the onside kick, again, another update here in Los Angeles. The onside kick was recovered by the Rams. The Bills do not get it. They only have 2 timeouts left. So this game, it's just about over here for Buffalo. They're going to need a miracle coming up after these 2 timeouts here. All right. So there you guys go. We got some props there for you. But there are still some key players that we want to hone in on here and see if we could take advantage of some of these numbers. Gus Edwards in Los Angeles, Isaiah Pacheco, who only returned recently for Kansas City. So, AB, let's start with you here. Are you bold enough to like 2+ touchdowns for anybody?
Oh, God, no, I am not. And look at the rush attempts. Gus Edwards, this is without J.K. Dobbins, 10.5 rush attempts. And Pacheco, 12.5 rush attempts. Look at the rushing yards. The books are screaming and begging you, tempting you to take overs on such low numbers, man. I'm telling you, both of these defenses, they're going to look to say, you ain't running the damn ball tonight. You got to beat us in the air, and if you do, great job, Haas, but you ain't doing it on the ground. These numbers are super, super low.
Do you agree, Raphael?
Oh, the Gus Edwards, totally agree. I was on the phone trying to get someone to place a bet for me because DraftKings had 10.5 even money on over 10.5 earlier today, and I was trying to have someone because I'm not allowed to bet over there. But give me the 10.5 over attempts, and I like his rushing yards over 35.5 as well.
How about you, Tommy? What do you see?
I like anytime touchdown with Pacheco there, man. This guy can either run the ball or either catch a pass, and he's fast and quick and elusive. I like him anytime touchdown, plus 100.
Now, of course, when we're talking anytime touchdowns there, some of you guys in the crew You might be thinking, oh, I can't wait till we get to the gem of the day. We got to let some people in the club hold. Everybody calm down. That's coming up. We'll let you know. We'll see who's going to get into the club here tonight. CB, what stands out to you here?
I like Pacheco over 12.5 as for his longest rush. The kid runs hard, man. And when you're running that hard, you're bound to break a couple of tackles. I like him over 12.5 for a longest rush.
All right, let's look at some wide receiver standouts here tonight. Ladd McConkey, again, he's questionable, so I don't know if you guys necessarily want to give your thoughts on McConkey. But
I think he's out.
He's out.
Yeah, I think that he's out. Yeah, and unfortunately that stinks because we had this 2 hours before anything was announced, so we could just nix that one right off there. But yeah, that one's tough.
I'll take Ladd McConkey under.
You guys remember the old days? I remember when I was in college. Okay, when everybody you had your bookie. We did everything by hand. And you happen to catch on the screen where it says somebody is out, and you make the call real quick before the line changes on the game, and you hope he doesn't notice what time you left the voicemail. You try and sneak one in. I can't be the only one, AB, who used to pull that trick, right?
Oh, no. Yeah, you might want to bring a tone with you when you go to pick up. Yeah, things can get a little dicey. I'll tell you this. We could use Ladd McConkey of just these numbers to kind of give an idea of what the books, again, about this game, right? So Ladd McConkey was, through the books, the highest receiver there for Los Angeles. 60.5 yards, 4.5 receptions, 22.5. Again, what does that tell you? Plus 195. The books are saying we don't think there's going to be a lot of points. We think there's going to be a lot of punts. We think there's going to be some short passes. And then you look at Travis Kelce, 57.5, 5.5, 19.5, et cetera, et cetera. So again, man, like I look at Travis Kelce, receptions could be really nice for him. I really do think the Chiefs are going to use the short passing game as a run game tonight. So for me, receptions.
Raphael, what do you think about Kelce's numbers here?
I'm a little shocked that plus 125 at any time touchdown is so low. I thought it'd be like closer, like 160, 170. He only has 2 touchdowns this year. It's not like he's a touchdown machine that we've seen in years past. So I thought that would be a little bit higher. So there's no value for me on that. And thanks for the bad memories of someone being hurt and everyone comes up to the window to try to bet that. So thanks for the bad nightmares I still have on that being in Vegas for 15 Super Bowls. So thanks.
Listen, it's your chosen profession. No one forced you to work there, okay? I'm sorry. The Rams, they wind up winning 44-42. They punt the ball with 7 seconds remaining. The punt took all the time on the clock. Buffalo does not get the football back, so Buffalo drops to 10-3. And the Rams, they're in the thick of things. They're 1 game back in the NFC West of Seattle as the Rams are now 7-6. Tommy, what do you make of Kelce's numbers here tonight?
I like receiving yards, 57.5. I think once he gets the ball, his yards after catch are amazing. And I think him and Mahomes really need to get on the same page. They've been off a little bit. I think tonight's the night where he has a big night. 57.5 for me. I think he's going to go over that.
What about you, CB?
Yeah, I agree. I think Kelce has a big game tonight. I touched on it earlier. I want Kelce over the longest reception, 19.5 yards. Even though the Chargers have a great defense as it pertains to yards after catch, Kelce's yards after catch are great. And with Patrick Mahomes' number being at 35.5 for his longest reception, I think Kelce's the one that's going to get closest to that. Mahomes is just going to stay under 35.5.
Excellent job, guys. Now, some of you guys, part of the crew, you're just tuning in now. I don't know where you've been, all right? We started about 39 minutes ago, but we want to make sure that we're inclusive. We're not exclusive. So we want to make sure that you know what our picks for the game, the straight picks, were earlier in the show. So, producer man, I don't need any type of special production here. Let's just throw them back on the screen here. Real quick, guys. AB, let everybody know what you like.
Yep, punt down to inside the 5-yard line, plus 200, and this counts for both teams. So anytime you see a punt, run up to the TV. Let's get it inside the 5. Get a little good luck going.
Go ahead, Raphael.
Chargers, Chiefs over 42.5 earlier, but now it's 43. Still take the 43 because that won't be there for long. It's probably going to move to 43.5.
And Tommy, you're all over the Chiefs, yeah?
All over the Chiefs, man. Mahomes has thrown 2 or more touchdowns in the last 7 appearances against the Chargers. I love it tonight.
All right, so there you go. Now, we're gonna get to the main event here. Everybody knows that's the gem first touchdown scored tonight, who's going to be let in the club first. You have your prop picks. You have your straight plays from all of us here. We're all going to have green check marks over the place. But first, let's do a little look ahead to tomorrow night's action, which will close out Monday Night Football, close out Week 14. We're talking Bengals and Cowboys. The Bengals are a 5.5-point favorite. The 4-8 Bengals, 5-7 Cowboys. The money line for Dallas is plus 190. It looks like they're expecting a lot of points. We know Cincinnati, they can score. They don't stop anybody. The total is 49.5. AB, give me some thoughts here on Monday Night Football tomorrow night. And, of course, DTL Primetime Live ahead of it, so you'll be able to catch all the action there as well.
Yeah, look, I'm just going to take the total. I'm going to play the over, 49.5. I don't trust either of these teams to cover any kind of a spread, but I don't think that either of them really care. Like, they're just going to go out and do what they do, score points, throw interceptions, turn the ball over. Yeah, I'm just going to take the points, man.
Raphael, in a year like this, I mean, the Cowboys, it's America's team. For my money, the Cowboys are probably the most popular team in the NFL. I think the Steelers are right behind them. But in a year like this where the Cowboys are struggling, do you see less money in the books, or it doesn't make a difference?
Not on Monday Night Football won't make a difference. But, boy, did this matchup really look good in July. In July, like, oh, man, this is a great matchup. Can't wait for this Monday night. And then we have December 9th, and what a snooze fest. But a lot of points would be scored on this one tomorrow. And I think both quarterbacks could have 5 stars for interceptions on tomorrow's show.
Tommy, how disappointing have the Bengals been for you this year? You surprised with the 4-8?
Yes, I'm very surprised, man. They're a very good team. They have one of the best offenses. He's the best pocket quarterback in the game right now. He's got one of the best receiver, in my opinion, Jamar Chase. And that man needs to get paid. They are very disappointing this year. And I'm sure they got to fix that defense next year also.
CB, if Dallas wins tomorrow, they get to 6-7. Are we seeing a scenario where Mike McCarthy is going to make a case to keep his job?
Man, listen, first of all, talk about two teams that had such high expectations going into the season and have been just disappointing. Jerry Jones said on his radio show last week or the week before that there is a scenario that Mike McCarthy could keep his job. I don't know why you would want that guy to keep his job because they're just underperforming. The coach's job, listen, the coach can't make the players play, right? But he's got the motivational factor. He's got to get them into the game, and they're just not there. So I don't know if a win helps him or not. I think Jerry Jones is just kind of talking the talk to keep the team together as we get through the season. But if I'm making a play on this game, it's definitely going to have to be with the over because neither one of these teams is playing any sort of defense.
Are we sure that Mike McCarthy wants to keep his job? He's got to pay me regardless. Right. I'd rather just go home.
I'll tell you, I think McCarthy stays. I feel like we went through this song and dance with Jason Garrett every season, all right? And it took a really long time for Jerry Jones to finally get rid of him. I mean, Raphael, there's got to be numbers out there, right? A chance for Mike McCarthy. Does he stay? Does he go? I think he's going to stay.
Yeah, I'm going to re-release them this week, and I'm hearing the same thing, that he's probably going to stay. They're thinking Ben Johnson might not even go anywhere. He might stay as an offensive coordinator. And then what if Belichick does go to college? There's another name out there. So now you're just looking for the Saints, who really wants to coach the Saints. I think Mike McCarthy stays as well.
All right, guys. God. CB can't even handle it. Guys, this is the moment everyone has been waiting for. Everybody wants to get in the club. Not everybody can get in the club. Let's get to tonight's gem. Let's see it. Come on now. So everybody knows how this works, but if you don't, I'll give you a little preview here, all right? We're all going to pick first touchdown of the game, but you can't make it simple, all right? So it's got to be someone who's either at plus 1,000 odds or greater. Can we nail it? Now, as you can see right there, AB, you have gotten into the club twice. Who do you like tonight?
Going Joshua Palmer, wide receiver for the Los Angeles Chargers. I think that they're going to try to get up because playing on the road and behind with no run game could be disaster. They've got to do everything they can, all right, to play positive football on the balance sheet. So give me Joshua Palmer, especially with Ladd McConkey out, who's been the dude for them. Palmer's the guy to step right in for it. Plus 1,800, I'll take it.
AB, are you the leader in the gem? Does anybody have 3?
No, DG has 2 as well.
Look at that. I mean, can you spread the wealth a little bit? All right. CB, you've been in the club one time as well. Who's going to get you in tonight?
Yeah, Z-Man, I got in early, and I'm looking for that second one tonight. Chiefs score the first touchdown in about 42% of the games, and 25% of those games it's been Xavier Worthy. I'm looking for him to get in tonight to give me that second diamond.
That's a good nugget right there. Raphael, you're waiting on the outside behind the velvet rope. I mean, the head of security, he sees you walking up. He's like, no chance. Who's going to get you in tonight?
That's right. I'm a little religious guy. I'm going for a guy named Noah on a Sunday. Give me 61 Noah Gray for the Kansas City Chiefs, and I'm calling it right now. Why does Coach have Kareem Hunt at 10-1? If he gets in today, because he's going to get in because he's not on the show, it deserves an asterisk, then a diamond next to his name, so he can have an asterisk and a diamond.
Raphael, don't worry about it. You don't need the club. You can get into the ark. If you get in, we're putting a big boat emoji on there.
Tommy, who do you like tonight? You have not been in the club yet either. You are missing out on all the partying. Who's going to let you in tonight?
The best receiver they have, DeAndre Hopkins, man, at plus 1,100. This guy is a machine. He can catch any ball that's thrown at him, and he's going to be the first one tonight.
All right, you see the coach, he did give a pick, but he didn't just write in the pick. He wants to actually tell you why he made this pick and why he is going to get into the club for the very first time.
All right, crew. If you thought I was not going to participate on the night when we're at home in Arrowhead against our bitter rival, the Chargers, you would not know me. This is for Japan. This is for Dan. This is for Joe. All four of them. Tonight, yeah, I'm getting chalky. Kareem Hunt, plus 1,000. Damn it. Let's get it down inside the 5. Let's get a little bit conservative, like we've been doing all year. Now let's cash that ticket. Tonight is my night, and the Chiefs also get it done. Laying the 4. Tommy C, love that pick too. Z, back to you.
I mean, Coach, can we turn the volume down on your television? It's amateur hour back there. What are we doing?
Hey, my favorite comment, I just lost it, but it was saying that, from Pat right here, Coach is he's starting to morph into Coach Phil.
So Coach has Kareem Hunt plus 1,000. He does like Tommy's pick there of DeAndre Hopkins. Producer man's got Patrick Mahomes, so a little Mahomes scamper into the end zone at plus 2,500. And you guys know how I do it. All right, I'm not just trying to sneak into the club. I'm not coming in quietly. No. I announce my presence with authority when I'm going to enter the club. And tonight, I will get into the club for the first time. The Chiefs score first, and it's the defense or special teams that bring it home at plus 2,200. And those are our gem picks tonight. Guys, let's get some final words in here. AB, take it away. What are you expecting tonight? Are we getting a great game?
It's going to be a great game. All right, two things. One, Darius Davis on the Chargers. Keep an eye on that name. They're going to try something with him. And number two, all right, Andy Reid. He scripts his first 15 plays every single game. Watch the first 2 drives for the Chiefs. They're going to try some trick stuff as well. The beginning of this game is going to be fun.
Raphael, take it away. Get some parting words here. Come on.
I'm on the opposite side. I think the second half is going to have fireworks and tons of points. I think the game goes over, grab to 43 now because a couple books just moved it to 43.5. I think we're going to have a high-scoring game. We all thought Denver-Cleveland was going to be a dud. And look, I think they just scored again.
Tommy, are we getting a good one this evening?
We're going to get a good one. Mahomes and Kelce are going to be on the same page. They're going to put up some big-time points tonight, and I think the Chargers could put some big points up tonight also. Even though they don't have McConkey, they still have a pretty good offense there.
CB, we cooking up something nice? Is this game worthy of a nice meal?
It's definitely worthy of a 5-star meal. Look, the Chargers don't have a signature win this season. I think we're going to get a back-and-forth game here tonight. I like the the Chiefs coming out on top. I think we see an over here, but I think it's going to be a fun back-and-forth game.
There you go. Great job, guys. I mean, look at these handsome faces. You guys were all excellent tonight. Everybody, of course, part of the crew, hanging out with us this evening. Love you long time. We'll speak to you, or you'll hear from us tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time, every weekday morning, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Of course, you catch Driving the Line. And, of course, Monday through Friday as well, DTL, the podcast. And tomorrow night, before we wrap up Week 14 with Monday Night Football, Bengals and Cowboys, you'll have DTL Primetime Live at 7 p.m. Eastern time as well. Thanks, everybody, for having me. Coach will be back on Tuesday morning. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 10 a.m. on Driving the Line. See you.